Good evening, and thanks for stopping by. I am Miss Taylor. Your child is in my PE class for the distance learning or EVA adventure that this school year is going to be. I'm looking forward to the challenges and the successes that we have, and I think this is going to be a year for huge growth. So I'm looking forward to that, and I'm glad that your child is here along the journey. A little bit about me. I think this is my 22nd year teaching at Olympus. I'm actually a student of the district. I went to Green Hills, Eureka, Cavett. Shh, don't tell anybody. And then went on to Oakmont because where Granite Bay was just cow fields at that point, and then eventually on to Sierra College, and then Cal Poly San Luis Obispo, where I played there on a basketball scholarship. My daughter is in multi-age at Green Hills. She's a second grader this year. And so between teaching my 250 so students in PE and her, it's a pretty busy day, but we're making it work. We're figuring out a system, and we're making the best of it because that's what we have to do. And then also, to add more chaos to it, we are adding a second story. So sometimes when we're in our Zoom meetings, the kids can hear the construction that's going on in the background. But hey, this is life, and we're making the best of it, and we're going to come out of this even better and more appreciative of what we do have. So this is normally how class starts. We say our hellos, we kind of check in, what's going on, anything to report, any questions, and then we get moving on. And I'm usually sharing my screen, showing kids what I need to teach them for the day. So I'm going to move to sharing my screen and show you our back to school presentation. So hang on. All right, so let's do this. All right, so welcome to our junior high. Oh, that was too fast, sorry. Olympus Junior High School PE. All right, what our program hopes for, and it's going to be different this year, but we're still kind of hoping for these same things, that kids participate to the best of their individual ability, that they have positive sportsmanship, and that might seem like a little bit bizarre. How do we have positive sportsmanship when we're not actually playing sports? But we are having lots of interactions through digital. So that's where that positive sportsmanship comes into play. That they hopefully maintain or improve on their personal fitness, and that they have a discovery of new activities to participate in, because I think that's really going to be one of the huge benefits of distance learning is we can broaden so many ideas of what being physically active is. It's not just sport, and we're really going to be able to dive deep into that during this distance learning part of our career. All right, what and how we grade, we're still working on this, but one thing that definitely is going to impact it is they need to be in attendance at either our Google or our Zoom meetings, whichever one it is that we're having. So they need to be there. They're going to be graded on the amount of effort and sportsmanship they put in towards synchronous and asynchronous time. And if we are in one of those Google Meets or Zooms, are they responding to prompts and questions? Are they participating? And what is their participation in chats in class or on the stream and comment boxes on Google Classroom? Are they being appropriate? Is it topic related? And does it apply to class? And whatever we're doing, if it's a game that we're playing online in class and things like that, are they following the rules and participating as they should? And then another thing that we're looking for is self-improvement. Can they show us an improvement towards some goals? And we're going to work on setting some goals coming up here in the next couple weeks. Fitness goals, nutrition goals. How did they, we're going to ask them probably to be submitting. Some stuff is going to be submitted on Google Docs or slides on Flipgrids. So all different sorts of stuff for us to be able to evaluating and seeing have they made some self-improvement there. And are they reaching those goals? And how are they tracking them? Well, we already did that. Let's go. Here we go. All right. What hurts a PE grade? Not attending those Zooms or meets because they need to be there during the synchronous time. We're going to set them up. We're going to front load what's happening during that asynchronous time. We're going to be teaching stuff. We're going to be doing health lessons and nutrition lessons and mental health and things like that. So they need to be there during that synchronous time to be getting the full expectation of what our class is. Not doing a good job on those Flipgrid submissions or the Google Docs or Google Slides or whatever it is we're asking, or poor effort or not even turning them in, obviously. Our written assignments that we have, getting poor scores on those, And then that poor behavior in any of our virtual class meetings or virtual classrooms, that they're not following that sportsmanship and etiquette that we've already started talking to them about earlier this week. If they're absent, illness, or injured, awesome. Some parents and even some kids have already been super proactive about this. Hey, I've got a doctor's appointment. I'm not going to be there. What can I do? So really appreciate that. If your child is absent, alert us so we can let the office know. If your child becomes injured or ill and can't participate, please send us an email and let us know, not from the student. We do need it to come from the parents. If they're injured or the injury is severe enough that they're going to be out for a while in PE, we are going to need a doctor's note for that. And you can just scan it and email us a copy of that. And we will give alternate non-activity based assignments during that time frame. They might not end up getting a letter grade at the end of the trimester based on how much time they miss if they're on a doctor's note. If it's for too long of a time, they might just end up getting a credit. And then there is also, unfortunately, the option of a no credit being able to be assigned. But hopefully we're not going to get there with any of that. One thing, please, when you do email me, add your child's first and last name, especially if it's different than yours, and what PE period they are in. It helps. It just super streamlines my trying to track everything down with how many students I have. So I appreciate that help. Units and skills for the year. This is tentative. Even if we're on campus, this is always tentative because we don't know how things are going to change and shift. So they are going to be doing some fitness testing event practice as best they can at home. We're going to be looking at trying to do some volleyball skills, basketball skills, soccer, dance stuff, HIIT workouts, which is high intensity training, and all sorts of stuff. Maybe some cooperative challenges, possibly in some breakout rooms. We're going to be doing some health units, some stuff with jump ropes, tumbling. Wellness Wednesday is really going to be like yoga-based, Tai Chi, Pilates, Pilates, and things like that. We're going to be doing some, oh, look at this. This is an extension that I have on my computer that pops up randomly in the middle of class. So right now we slowly need to stretch our neck, our shoulders. I'm not going to move all the way through it, but we pause and do this when this pops up. So then I excuse it, and here we go. Right back to where we were. Where were we? Oh, let's get this slide back on there. There we go. Nope, that one. Wellness Wednesdays, nutrition, mental health checks in. I've already kind of talked about some of that earlier. So we have a lot going on, even in this digital world. People are like, how do you do PE? We can do a ton. There's a lot of resources out there. We can use YouTube a lot, and we're going to get these kids moving. And don't be afraid to join them either. Here is information for you to contact. Look at our PE website, contact me. There's my email address right here in the middle. These are also all links in the Google Classroom if you are a guardian in there. If not, I can invite you to be a guardian so you can see what's going on with your child and check things out. Another thing that I would like to share with you, normally here I would ask the kids, hey, does anybody have any questions or input? Unfortunately, we can't really do that in this setting. So, oh no, where's the other document I wanted to show you guys? Right here. We are hoping that kids can get some equipment at home. And there's a variety of ways to do this. And this information is on my website because we want these kids to be active as best as possible. So possibly you already have some equipment like this at home. Maybe you're able to purchase it yourself. If neither of those apply to you, we are figuring out a way for you to be able to check out that equipment from our supply during the school year. And when we get back to campus or at the end of the school year, that equipment comes back to us. So we're looking at 8 pieces of equipment that we can use in a variety of modalities. One of them is a yoga mat. That's going to be fallen into that Wellness Wednesday that pretty much is going to happen every single week. Exercise tubing. Hand weights can also be used if you have them. And if you ever have, or you or your child look at it and talk about it and realize you have other equipment that you think could work, send me an email and I'll say absolutely, or oh no, we're not quite going to be able to make that work. Juggling scarves. If your child already knows how to juggle, they don't need these. They're beyond that. They're at a higher level. So these are for beginning. Bean bags, 3 of them. We're going to be able to do a variety of things with those. Paddle and wiffle balls, tennis racket and tennis balls can totally be used. Probably racket balls and rackets can be used as well. So again, just let me know if you have alternate equipment. I did badminton racket and a birdie. Possibly. I'm still thinking about how that one might be able to work. Sidewalk chalk. Let's get them outside and move. We're going to have them draw things on the ground and use that to do different types of things. A soccer ball. If you also have a basketball or a volleyball, that's fantastic. But we realize we can kind of use a soccer ball to cover basketball and volleyball and soccer skills. Basketball is too heavy to do volleyball stuff. Volleyball is too light to do kicking stuff with. So really, we think a soccer ball. And then also a jump rope. So those 8 pieces that we're thinking we can use a variety of ways. This is on my website with links actually straight to Amazon of pieces that I thought would be good. So if you are one of those families that is able to purchase these, that would be fantastic. I also decided, hey, some of these kids I have are pretty darn crafty and they can make these things themselves. So here's a video, no sewing machine necessary, how to make a bean bag, jump rope, juggling scarves out of grocery bags. Everybody has some extra plastic grocery bags hanging around these days. So really trying to cover all the bases and opportunities here. If you have more than one child at Olympus right now, you do not need more than one set of equipment. One of each of these can cover everything that they would need throughout our distance learning or EVA situation. So done sharing that. I'm looking forward to this. If you ever have any questions or concerns or comments or just what in the world is going on, please feel free to send me an email. And, if you need some help, just figuring out how to find me or contact me, ask your child because they can get into the Google Classroom that way and help get you into the links to our websites. It's been a fantastic start to the school year. The turnout is awesome. The kids are behaving so well in the Google Meets and Zooms, and I'm just excited to get them all the information they need to know to get us out, to get them out going, doing a little bit more. But every day this week, they've had an activity to do. They're doing it during their asynchronous time. Awesome. If they're waiting to do it at another time of day, hey, as long as they're doing it daily, that would be great. So we're looking forward to an interesting and exciting and uncharted year, but we're going to rock it. So super excited to have your student with me. Hail Spartans!